Welcome to the next tutorial in electric circuit analysis. Last tutorial we were discussing the nodal analysis. In this tutorial we are going to focus few problems on super node analysis. So the first problem, you have to apply the nodal analysis concept to determine the value of I phi. So observing the circuit, we find that I phi is the current which is flowing from the second node to the first node through the resistor 5 ohms. So in nodal analysis, we require to first note down the nodes and specify the voltage to it. So the first node we are giving the voltage V1, second node is V2 and the third node is V3. There is one ground node which is the reference node which is given as 0 volt. Now we can see that there is a voltage source which is a dependent voltage source whose magnitude is 10 I phi and it is flowing between and it's connected between the node V2 and V3. So the problem comes under the category of super node analysis because we have a source which is connected between the node 2 and 3. So let us look into the solution. Node 1 potential V1 is directly the potential of the source which is 50 volt. Node 2 is unknown to us, so we can give a variable V2. Node 3 potential will be equal to V2 plus 10 times the potential of the dependent source in accordance with Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now since we do not know what is the current which is flowing from the source of the dependent source, we will take the third node potential as V3 and the second node as V2. V1 is known to us which is equal to 50 volt. Then we have to apply the super node combining the node 2 and node 3, and then we can write an equation combining node 2 and node 3. So let us see what equations we can write. So we have to first remove the source, voltage source which is between the node 2 and 3 that forms the super node. Why we have to remove that? Because we do not know what is the current I23 which is flowing in the network. After removing the dependent source, we can write the equations combining the node 2 and node 3 by giving proper direction of the current. So considering that the current flowing from node 2 and node 3 is outward, that is V2 minus 50 by 5 ohms, we will be having then V2 by 50 ohms and V3 by 100 ohm is equal to 4 because 4 ampere current is entering the node 3. So one current which is moving from V2 to V1 and V1 voltage is directly equal to 50, so that we can take it. V2 by 50 is the current which is flowing in this direction and V3 by 100 is the current which is flowing in this direction. So sum of all the currents which is entering the node is equal to sum of all the current which is leaving the node. We can write in accordance with the Kirchhoff's current law, and then we can form one equation. Now question is that why we combine the node 2 and 3. So if we write in a split manner the equation for node 2 and node 3, we can see that there is a current I23 which is common between the node 2 and 3 flowing in the network, and we do not know what is the measure of the current I23 or the value of the current I23. Hence node 2 and node 3 are combined together, the KCL equation, to form the first equation, and the second equation is the source constraint equation, which is the voltage combining the node 2, 3 and the dependent source. So we can write V3 equal to V2 plus 10 I phi, where I phi we can get it from the circuit as equal to V2 minus V1 by 5 ohms, because the current I phi is flowing from the second node to the first node, second node being at higher potential and first node being at lower potential. So the unknown variables that we have from the two equations are the node voltage 2 and node voltage 3. So we have two equations in two variables which we can solve to find the potential of V2 and V3, and then our solution requires us to find what is the value of I phi, which is equal to V2 minus V1 by 5. So that will give us the solution for I phi. That completes the solution first. Let us discuss the second problem. In the second problem, we have to obtain the value of I phi similarly to the previous case. But here in the network, the dependent voltage source is connected with the ground or the reference node. We know that for the supernode analysis, the dependent source has to be connected between two non-reference nodes. So there should be two non-reference nodes. So if I take the non-reference node n and another non-reference node as n plus 1, and between that there should be a voltage source, then only the super node can be applied. However, here the dependent voltage source is connected between a non-reference node and a reference node. So we can't treat the dependent source as the supernode problem. In that case, the normal nodal analysis will be sufficient to write the equations. Let us assume that V1 is the potential of node 1 and V2 is the potential of node 2. Then we can write the equation, KCL equation at node 1 and KCL equation at node 2. So what are the currents which are associated with node 1 and what are the currents which are associated with node 2? That we write in the form of KCL equation, where sum of the current entering the node is equal to sum of the current leaving the node, or otherwise the total algebraic sum of the current in a particular node is equal to 0 with appropriate sign convention. So if we take the current moving outside as positive, then we can write V1 minus 20 by 2, and here in this direction we can write V1 by 20, and in this direction we can write V1 minus V2 by 5 is equal to 0. Similarly, for node 2, we can take the direction outward as the positive direction. Then we can write V2 minus V1 by 5 plus V2 by 10 is equal to V2 minus 8 I phi, which is the source voltage of the dependent source, is equal to 0. Now, we should know what is the value of I phi. So, I phi is the current which is flowing from node 1 to node 2, that is given in the problem. So, we can't change the direction. So, we take V1 minus V2 by 5. Now, we have the unknowns as V1, V2 and I phi in the equations. So, 3 equations in 3 variables we can solve to get the unknowns. Problem third. So in this problem, we have taken the circuit of an amplifier and we want to determine the current IB. So IB is the current which is due to the voltage source that is present between node B and node C. So obviously this is a super node problem because you have a voltage source which is present between the two nodes. The other nodes that we have is the node A, and node D can be treated as the reference node which is at 0 volt. Then let us see how we can solve it. The problem can be solved in two different manners. First, let us see what is the potential of node A. So the potential of node A is similar to the potential of VCC source. So we can write VA is the potential equal to VCC. Also, if we write a KVL equation, then we can find the potential of node C in terms of B, as VB minus V0 is the potential of C. So we can get equation of KCL at node B. So if we write a KCL at node B, then we can obtain the equation such as the current which is participating at the different branches which are connected to the node B. So we can write this current as VB minus VA by R1. The current IB is flowing in this direction, and here we can write VB by R2 because D is at 0 volt. So the three currents combine together to form the KCL at node B. Similarly, the KCL at node C we can write as the current entering equal to current leaving. So we can see that beta IB, which is a dependent current source which is entering the node C. So IB current is entering in this direction, it means that the current which is leaving the node C is beta plus 1 into IB in accordance with Kirchhoff's current law. Then we can get our second equation as 1 plus beta IB is equal to VC by RE, where VC is the potential of the node C. So VC by RE is the current which is flowing through node C. So that is beta plus 1 into the current of IB. Now we have two equations in two unknowns. We can solve both the unknowns to find the unknown variables. However, the same problem can be solved by use of the supernode BC. So B and C together equations can be written in terms of KCL and try to find out the solution. If we do not want to apply the supernode, the normal KVL and KCL is also sufficient here to solve the problem. So this problem shows how, without applying the supernode, assuming the direction of the current entering and the KVL equations, we can obtain the solution for any problem. Let us see the problem fourth. Determine the current that flow through the 6-volt source. We can see that 6-volt source, which is VS2, is between the two nodes V1 and V2. This is our reference node which is at 0 volt. Then this forms a super node voltage. So we have to write the equations combining V1 and V2. So all the current which is entering V1 node and leaving V1 node and the current which are associated with V2 node are written. So super node equations which is combining the node 1 and node 2. We will be writing the equations of the Kirchhoff's current law. So we can take the direction of the current in this manner. Here the current is entering and here the current is leaving. So this part of the network we will not take in writing the supernode equation. Second equation will be the constraint equation of the supernode. So we have the potential V1 and V2 and the voltage which is present between the two nodes. So the constraint equation which comes from the KVL and the supernode equation which comes from the KCL, together we can combine to find out the unknown variables V1 and V2. Then the current which is there in the 6-volt source we can find out by applying the Kirchhoff's current law KCL in node V1, that what are the current entering and what are the current leaving. So that will give us the solution fourth. Problem fifth, we have to determine the potential VA and VB. We can see that there is a voltage source of 8 volt in series with a resistance which is connected between A and B. So due to the presence of the resistor R4, this voltage source cannot form the supernode. There is also a voltage source which is connected at the central node and it is with reference to the reference node. It is connected between non-reference node and reference node. So this is also not a part of supernode. So these problems do not lie in the category of supernode by observing the voltage equations. So we have to write the normal equations of the nodal analysis in node A and node B separately. So if we take the potential of node A as VA and potential of node B as VB, we can write the equations separately for node A and node B for all the currents that are associated with node A and node B. Okay, so in this way we can assume the direction of the current and write down the equation. So here we will be having 4 volt with reference to the ground which is 0 volt. Then we can substitute the known quantity and find out the two independent equations which on solving will give you the potential of the node A and B. The prime motive of this question is to introduce that if there is a resistance which is in series with a voltage source, then that do not form a part of a supernode. Moreover, the voltage source can be present at the central node too. It is not always that the voltage source will be at the boundary. And here we can see that the voltage source is present between the non-reference node and a reference node. So this is also not a part of a supernode. Then we assume the direction of the current and write down the KCL equation. We can also see that since supernode is not there, so KVL equation is not needed in this case. When supernode will be there, then KVL equation will come. So in this problem 6, you can see that there is a voltage source which is in parallel with a resistance. Earlier it was in series. So obviously this 4 volt source makes the voltage of V1 and V2 as the supernode problem. In that case we have to write an equation which is combining the node 1 and 2 to form the Kirchhoff's current law. So here we will remove the source connecting between the node 1 and node 2. We have removed the source and write the equation combining node 1 and node 2 in terms of Kirchhoff's current law. So we will have one equation. The constraint equation will combine the source which is present between the node 1 and 2 and its potential. That will be the second equation. This is in terms of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now we have two equations in two unknowns. So on solving that, we get the potential V1 and V2. So in this problem, only one difference is there, that there was a resistance which is in parallel with the voltage source. So that resistance do not have any role in writing the equations and it forms a supernode. So we have seen few problems on supernode, and in tutorial 5th also, along with the nodal analysis, we have two problems in supernode. So both the tutorials should be solved simultaneously and understand the concept. So any problem where a voltage source in parallel with a resistance comes, that forms a supernode, and we have to write the combined equation of the supernode. Thank you for now.